Welcome to Mishkapaz. Good morning, family. Elder Netanyahu. This is my morning message, my morning oblation. You don't have to agree with my morning message, but this is my morning message. Today, what I'd like to talk about briefly is the Christian concept that their Jesus Christ was born without sin, walked without sin, and died without sin. I know that Christian doctrine is the thieves of Hebraic understanding and concepts, that they have stolen the lifestyle of a people who are dispersed and in captivity all over the planet. This doctrine is used to oppress not only people but nations. But my point is this, family: we got to wake up. We got to be critical in our thinking and our understanding. Now, the true Mashiach, YaHUaH, who is of the house of YaHUaH, right? We're talking about the one that is born into this world. Here's why I say that, we have to understand everybody's born without sin, right? But they take this Jesus Christ to the extremes, man, to the extremes, Hey, he was never sinned a day in his life. Well, it's sad to say, what I understand, and I'm sharing with you, hope you understand, that we have to correct this Christian doctrine in our life. Especially those of us who are of the Hebraic faith in YaHUaH, the Creator, understanding His true Mashiach, our Aki, our brother, YaHUaH. To say that he was born without sin is fine. To say he died without sin is fine. But in between, did he sin? As a child, as a small boy, did someone teach him bad behavior? I mean, if we look at when YaHUaH was 12, and he was in the temple with the priests, the elders, etc., his parents went into a frantic because they thought that he obeyed their instructions to get back into the caravan to head home, and he didn't. The law says to honor your father and your mother. So by staying there and saying that, when they asked him, well, why didn't you come with us like we had expected? He said, I must be about my father's business. Everybody look at him and said, well, I'm about my father's business. Well, what about the father and the mother that birthed you who are in the law? He's a small boy. So, like all small boys, they get themselves into trouble, Moshe, the great prophet of YaHUaH, he sinned and almost lost his life because he failed to circumcise one of his sons as he began to do the work of YaHUaH, right? So I understand that YaHUaH was born into sin and not born a sinner, right? So once you get the baptism of YaHUaH, now your walk has to be a more solidified walk, a more perfect walk. So the 3.5 years of the Mashiach's ministry, we should understand that he lived a righteous life. Prior to that, we don't know what he did, if he sinned or not. But to say that in this Christian theology that the Mashiach never sinned and he was the only man born without sin, my question is, wasn't all men after Adam born without sin in their lives? And they were taught how to sin by behaviors and mannerisms of things that were contrary to the truth? Think about it, family. It's just so important that we understand that we have to purge all this Christian doctrine out of our lives, purge all the Islamic doctrines out of our lives, because they are going to continue to be stumbling blocks to the pure word of the Creator YaHUaH. YaHUaH was born without sin. Netanyahu was born without sin also. But Netanyahu, as he grew in man's society in a house with parents and siblings, began to do things contrary by actions of witnessing things that were not right. Now, who knows, because it's not written, the things that as a child that the YHUH might have got himself in trouble with his parents, But here's the understanding that the YHUH lived and died without sin after this baptism, because the baptism is supposed to wipe away all your bad sins or your errors in righteousness that cause sins. Your baptism is supposed to erase all the negligent behavior, all the accidental behavior that you did without the knowledge of the law, so you may have a clean slate. So now, within the 3.5 years of the YHUH's ministry, I believe he did not walk in sin. He cleaned everything up because now his ministry was supposed to be pure and perfect. Your ministry, your walk is supposed to be pure and perfect also. Once you come under the knowledge of YaHUaH and get baptized in YaHUaH's name, under the authority of YaHUshua, and live and teach Torah, your walk must be perfect also. You must walk without sin. But to let people teach you that the YHUH, who is our example of how to be holy in the walk toward YaHUaH, you can't say that he's the only man born without sin, because he wasn't, family. He just wasn't. He was a man. He wasn't an immaculate conception baby. He had a physical father and a physical mother, and the Creator ordained the conception. Simple as that. So if you believe in the immaculate conception, then you have a Christian doctrine, and it's blocking you from the true information of the YaHUaH YaHUshua family. Let's just work this thing out together. Let's read together. Let's study together. Let's make sure that we understand together, because YaHUaH wanted us to purge all foolishness and lies out of our walk toward him. So, hey, were you born in sin? Were you born? Did you have sin in the womb? Did you have sin when you was sucking the paps of your mom? You only sinned against the law of YaHUaH when you watch other people do it in their behaviors, and you took on those behaviors also, and now you are deemed a sinner. But every man is born without sin. Every man is born without sin. No man is born with sin or born a sinner. We come into the knowledge of sin. So, hey, family, this is my morning message. Just wanted to touch up on this a little bit, but this is my morning message. You don't have to agree with my morning message, but this is my morning message. And I hope that my morning message helps someone understand the light of YaHUaH. With this, family, thank you for your time. Adonai YaHUaH saying, I'll see you when I see you. Talk to you when I talk to you. I love you. Hallelujah. YaHUaH, YaHUshua Shem. So be it, may be so. Todah Yah. Shalom, shalom, family.